Okay, so you see the title, you know what's about to happen. The hypocrisy with some anime fans. Look, we all have biases, right? We all have biases. We all have things that we are biased towards too, that we like more than other things. And that's just natural, right? That's just how things are. But when it comes to some of these animes, right? When it comes to some of these animes, we either have to accept our biases, right? And agree to disagree, or if we're going to have an argument, we have to have an argument in good faith, right? So I'm talking about the video that I dropped when I said Naruto is better than One Piece. I was ranking the big three, and they obviously went down my neck, right? They were like, "Yo, I'm bugging X, Y, Z," and I get it. Everybody has their own perspective on the topic. Everybody has their favorite anime. By the way, that video keeps on. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. People just keep attacking me for that shit. But one thing that people kept just missing, right, was the points where I was talking about the main characters, right, and I was comparing Luffy with Naruto. But we'll get to that. One point that actually stood out, I was just like, this is just ignorance at that point, right? So there's this guy who said, these villains in Naruto, they've been doing villain stuff for like 10 plus years. And then this 16-year-old kid just comes through and then just, talks to them, right? Talk no jutsu, and then just convinces them to like stop, and then I'm like, bro, like, you're not even arguing with good faith at that point, right? And then he says, with Naruto, yeah, sure, they talking about the cycle of hatred, but they're not fixing those issues. Naruto didn't fix any issues. That's crazy work, by the way. Naruto didn't fix any issues. That's insane. Saying that Naruto didn't fix any issues and they're sending kids to fight in wars. And I'm like, bro, did you even watch the show? Did you watch the anime or not? A 16-year-old talks to them and then all of a sudden they just stop doing whatever they were doing. You missed the whole point at that point. Go back and start again. That's actually the story. The fact that these villains were not just villains. They didn't start as villains. Naruto was able to get through them. Literally was the only guy trying to even find some type of answer. The past people before him, all they knew was just to fight. Hey, the answer to it is fight. That's how we're going to actually solve these issues. Naruto was literally the only guy. This whole thing with talk no jutsu. Naruto was literally the guy who brought talk no jutsu to Naruto. His past people, including his dad. Because the thing is, like, when you're that strong, right? Why would you talk? I'm not trying to talk to you. If I'm not strong, I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna overwhelm you, right, with power, so that you can submit. That's how they were doing. Go ask about Minato. Go, even his own dad. Like, when you are that strong, you don't really need to talk. You just need to flex. Hey, I can subdue a flipping the ninth tail. What? Yeah. So that's one. All right. Two. We talking about, he's saying that, they were sending kids to fight and all. Dude, they have, first of all, the ninjas. So they already know what they're signing up for, right? That's one. Two, there's a ranking system for missions. There's a D rank, C rank, B rank, A rank, and the top one is S rank. They're not sending kids to S rank missions, right? They're not doing that. They're sending kids to D rank and sometimes C rank missions, depending. And then, because art imitates life, sometimes things go out of plan, right? So what do I mean by that? Sometimes these kids that they send to D rank and C rank missions, things happen, right? Things come out to be like, oh no, that's actually not a D rank mission. It's a B rank mission. Oh no, that's actually an A rank mission. And things happen over there that they didn't encounter for, right? That's actually, what more could you ask for? Right? Like, it's beautiful. Just to say that, oh no, like, flipping sending kids to missions that they have no business doing. They're sending kids to war and then they're doing X, Y, and Z. No, they're not taking all the kids and all the flipping children in the village and saying you guys are going to war. No, these people are signing up to do these things. You assign them the mission according to the level. Then we get to the Kaguya thing. People saying no, Kaguya. They went from being ninjas to bringing extraterrestrial people on the show. I was just like, bro, Kaguya was literally foreshadowed. The reason why they even have superpowers is because Kaguya fell on Earth, right? That's literally the reason why, right? Then you have the whole thing with Madara, but to say that Kaguya came out of nowhere is you being disingenuous. You're not even trying to understand. You're not even trying to see what was happening. Bring the Madara thing, right? Where it's just like, well, Madara, look at how he died. Like it didn't make sense. Like, how can you say that Naruto is better? Look at what Madara, like it would have been better if Madara was the last guy instead of Kaguya. And then now I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, look, I'll give you a half points for that one. But that goes with any other animes. The writers will always make the villain overpowered, right? To a point where the villain has no weak point. Every time there's like some type of hope where, he can get exposed over here. Now he can counterattack in this way. Oh, he can get exposed over there. No, he can counterattack in also this way. So it's like there was no weak point with Madara, right? So that's how much Kishimoto made him overpowered. Right now, same thing could be said with Aizen. You make this villain so crazy, so good, has no weak points. Who kills him off now at that point, right? So it's like, he has no opening. He has no opening. So that was the thing with Madara, right? So, but that point, you can say that about anybody, any other villain in an anime, right? Like they always make them overpowered. They always go over, the limit line with them, and then it's tough to kill them. But that goes with any other animes. Then they will say, well, the Infinite Tsukiyomi doesn't make sense. And I'm like, yo, you missed the whole point again. The Infinite Tsukiyomi, Madara didn't even know what the Infinite Tsukiyomi was. For the most part of it, for his whole life, he was planning the Infinite Tsukiyomi. He didn't even know what it actually meant. The Infinite Tsukiyomi, it wasn't just like making people live their dream inside their dream, right? Like, and sleep forever. The Infinite Tsukiyomi was a plot by Black Zetsu to revive Kaguya, which was foreshadowed. What did I just said? People saying that no, Kaguya just came back out of nowhere. No, it was foreshadowed. The whole thing was already planned. She didn't come from nowhere. Like there was a thing happening there. There was already a backstory, right? So that whole thing was already being prepared by Black Zetsu since Hagoromo days. By the way, Black Zetsu is that guy, bro. Like Black Zetsu, yo, I know this is out of topic, but I always wonder. I was just like, yo, why? When Black Zetsu died, I was just like, I felt more pain than when Neji died. I had no idea why Neji was even in Shippuden, bro. I was just like, yo, what is this guy doing in Shippuden? So when he died, dude, I felt nothing. But when Black Zetsu died, I was just like, yo, when he was sealed, I felt more pain when Black Zetsu died than when Neji died. That was crazy. But that's neither here or there. All right, so that's for the points where they're saying like, yo, the Infinite Tsukiyomi on how Madara died, and the Infinite Tsukiyomi actually was they didn't understand. They say that it didn't make sense, right? This is just to clarify that part. It made it made sense, basically, right? Like I'm just explaining to y'all why it was the way it was. Then they'll say, well, Naruto addressed a bunch of issues, but they never fixed it. Like so and so didn't have a good ending. Look, if art is going to imitate life, if animes are going to mirror real life, there's certain issues you just cannot fix. It just is what it is, right? Like there are actually certain issues you should not fix just because you are trying to make it relatable. Fixing every single issues, right, and making every important character have a perfect ending ruins the show. Guys, you cannot create a perfect ending for every character. It's just bad writing. Like, do you know what? Do you know what you get when you try to get to make every character happy? You get My Hero Academia season 7. Trash. You get a trash ass season finale with My Hero Academia. I'll say it again. All Might should have never seen season 7. He should have never seen season 7. Since season 1, episode 1, he had a deadly wound. He said he could not use One for All to his full extent anymore. He should not use it or else he will die. They teased that for 6 seasons. They even told, they made someone who could see the future said you're going to have a gruesome death if you continue that path. And what did they do? They flipping twisted everything and then made him flipping live a happy. No, like you just ruined the whole thing. Like you ruined the whole thing. That's bad writing. That is bad writing. That's what you get when you try to make every important character have a perfect ending. You ruined the whole show. You ruined the whole show. That's the whole thing as far as like trying to make everything perfect. Oh, every character has to be this and everything. And My Hero Academia was ruined. By that alone, the least thing that they could have done was letting All Might die by All for One's hands. At least give that type of finale. At least that's what people should have expected to see. But what did we see? Him holding his own with flippant technology? Like, what are we talking about? We're talking about All for One. He held his own against All for One. It was flipping trash.